Sorry, I hate to do this. It's 6 o'clock and we'd like to call this meeting to order. This meeting is a meeting of the Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. There is a time for public participation during the meeting as indicated in agenda item 3, which if you'd like to speak, there are sheets up there on the back table. Fill one out, leave it down to me, that way we can have you be able to speak. Valerie, can you call the roll?
Yes. Mr. Dillon?
Here.
Ms. Griffith? Here. Mr. Rudd is absent. Mr. Skidmore?
Here.
Dr. Smith?
Here.
Mr. Kinder?
Here.
Ms. Moeller? Very good.
Agenda item 2, Pledge of Allegiance. Can we all stand, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Program number 3, recognition of visitors and communications. We're going to start with section 3A, students of the semester.
Hi, I'm going to start with our primary kiddos. First up in kindergarten, we have Charlie Bledsoe. Charlie has been nominated for Student of the Semester for her many outstanding qualities. She has demonstrated kindness, an ability to accept correction even when work is hard, and a strong sense of responsibility. Even when faced with challenging tasks, Charlie consistently puts in the effort and remains determined. Moreover, she gladly offers assistance to her peers and adults when needed. Next, we have Elliot Hunley. Elliot is a student whose name you learn quickly. He is a fantastic, hard-working student with a funny personality. Elliot has shown what a true Spartan leader is. We had a student who joined our class after Christmas break, and Elliot was the one who showed him the ropes, kept that student company during recess, and helped him with a lot of our morning and afternoon chores. You couldn't ask for a better student. In first grade, we have Eleanor Eicher. Eleanor is a bright light in our classroom. She is an upbeat and happy girl who serves as an amazing role model for all. She is kind and caring, always on task during work time, and never fails to help anyone who needs it. Grayson Brooks. Grayson is my nomination for Student of the Semester. Grayson is respectful to everyone. He always helps friends when they need help. When he does help someone, he keeps a 3-inch voice to ensure that no one is interrupted in his or her learning. Grayson is also responsible. He always follows directions the first time they are given. He always knows where his work is, and he always has a clean desk. In addition, Grayson is always safe. He always walks, keeps his hands to himself, and follows school rules. He is the perfect representation of a Spartan leader. In second grade, we have Emma Sargent. Emma goes above and beyond, inside and outside of the classroom. She goes out of her way to make sure that other students have someone to play with on the playground and is the first person offering help to students in the classroom. Emma is sweet, thoughtful, hardworking, inclusive, and the very definition of what it means to be a Spartan. We are so proud. With Sully. Sully is the hardest working second grader I have ever met. He has overcome so many obstacles and blossomed into a caring, smart, helpful, and all-around great young man. He has a very bright future ahead of him, and I can't wait to see where he will go. The sky's the limit, Sully. In third grade, we have Harper Petite. Harper is an extremely hard worker who puts her best foot forward in everything she does. She values her education and wants to do well. Her work ethic and kind heart make her a person everyone wants to be around and drives others to be the best they can be as well. Brantley's work ethic and heart have earned him the honor of being a student of the semester. Brantley comes into class every day with a smile on his face and gets right to work. He is focused on the lessons and always does his best. His grit and determination have taken him far. Along with his hard work, Brantley has the ability to see the good and strengths in all of his classmates. Brantley listens to and respects his peers. Brantley's genuine interest in others and his warm-hearted nature make him a real leader. Keep up the great work, Brantley. In fourth grade, we have Rosalind Drum. Rosalind has been an outstanding student through the first 2 quarters of the school year. She is always prepared and attentive in class and is ready to participate in class discussions. She is a student who puts forth her best effort, and you can see the earnest excitement she feels when she does well on a test or other assignment. She is cooperative with and conscientious of all of her classmates and has earned all of their respect. She will often be the last one to leave the classroom in the afternoon, not because she doesn't have her things together, but because she stays behind to help straighten desks and chairs. Rosalind has a great personality, and we all look forward to seeing her smile throughout the day. Rosalind definitely brings joy to fourth grade. Next, we have Weston Rupert. Weston is a fantastic young man. He works extremely hard in class and continues to ask questions when needed. His work ethic and kind heart is a pleasure to see in the classroom on a daily basis. He is the first person to lend a helping hand to a peer or teacher. We truly enjoy having Weston in our class, and we know he will do great things in the future. In fifth grade, we have Liberty Berryman. Liberty is a leader inside and outside of the classroom. She is kind to all, helpful, and a role model to follow. Liberty shows up each day with a smile on her face. We are lucky to have her in our classrooms. We have Felix Orozco. Felix is a kind student with a positive attitude. He is a great helper to myself and other students. Felix's Spartan way choices throughout the day make for a great role model for other students. We love having Felix in class. In sixth grade, we have Lainey Bowles. Lainey is a quiet leader. She makes good choices and is someone who her teachers can always count on to be responsible and respectful. Lainey has a smile and a positive attitude each and every day. And finally, in sixth grade, we have Colton Craig. Colton encompasses the meaning of being a Spartan. He is responsible, respectful, kind, and helpful each and every day. Colton makes positive choices on a daily basis and is someone who everyone wants to be around. Colton is going to accomplish amazing things in his life.
Hello, Mr. Kazarick. I'll do Valley View Junior High. For 7th grade girls, Heidi Rapid. Is Heidi here? Our 7th grade boy is Brady Current. Brady Current is a 7th grade student at Valley View Junior High who has embraced the Spartan way. Brady is a great student who works diligently in his classroom on all his work. Teachers have really noticed him for his fun-loving attitude, his kindness to his peers, the ability to work with anybody, and the humor he adds to any classroom he walks into. Congratulations to Brady on this achievement for being named Student of the Semester. Our 8th grade girls, Jillian and Kate. Jillian exemplifies what it means to be a Spartan. It is evident that she not only strives for personal success, but also contributes to the success of others around her. Jill's selection as a student of the semester is a testament to her strong work ethic, positive attitude, compassion, and commitment to helping others. She is a role model and a true asset to her school community. Congratulations, Jill. 8th grade boys, Cooper Ferris. Cooper consistently demonstrates enthusiasm towards education. In the hallway, Cooper greets others with positivity and kindness. He enters class ready to learn and collaborates respectfully with his peers. In Spanish class, his interest in learning continues into his free time, during which he practices language skills independently. Cooper is involved in student leadership, runs cross country and basketball, plays baseball. He was previously nominated for the Student of the Month, which emphasizes consistent performance in the 8th grade this year.
Hello, everyone. I'm Andy Berry. I'm assistant principal at Valley View High School, and I'm going to be recognizing our freshman and sophomore students of the semester. First of all, Brianna Marsh. Mrs. Dravenstock says of Brianna, she works hard in class every single day. She participates regularly. She helps her classmates by answering their questions or explaining how to do a problem. She is a terrific role model in our 7th period algebra class. She keeps on working even when the problems get challenging. Congratulations, Brianna. Also for 9th grade, Adam Wolberg. Mrs. Hodson shares, Adam does an excellent job of helping peers with challenging work. He is patient, kind, and thoughtful with his assistants. Adam is a bright student with a bright future who always exemplifies our motto of advance as one. Congratulations, Adam. Our first sophomore is Cheyenne Bird. Mr. Jacobs says of Cheyenne, she is a go-getter and is always willing to help out. During class and marching band, she focuses on how she can make herself, her section, and the band class as a whole better. Cheyenne does not let difficulties in life define her or ruin her positive attitude. Congratulations, Cheyenne. Also 10th grade, Kyle McGinnis. Kyle is a shining example in all of his music classes. He is always looking for ways to help others and leads by example. That's for Mr. Jacobs.
Our first junior is Cole Baker. Our second junior is Marcus Kenyon Crump. Our first senior is Andrew Garrett. Our next senior is Olivia Abels.
So moving on to the next part of our school board meeting, if those of you are here just to see the children receive their awards, if you do not wish to stay, we can take a short break if you'd like to leave now. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to stay if you like. Tonight, we'll move on with Roman numeral 3, Section B, Valley View Performing Arts Committee update.
Hi, my name is Dawn Gunter, and I am a member of the Valley View Performing Arts Committee. And the Valley View Performing Arts Committee has been sharing our progress with you since September of 2022. We've met monthly and continue our goal to provide the students of this district and our community a performing arts center, which reflects the talents that exist here. So, you know, it's going to be pretty grand. This evening, we're excited to share with you that we have reached our first major goal, which was to raise the funds for a feasibility study. We are grateful to the community, its organizations, its service organizations, and individuals who took a leap of faith, both personally and financially, to help us get to this moment. Our community has demonstrated their support and desire to bring this dream to reality. We've contracted with the architectural firm VSWC to conduct this study, and Brad Nevin will lead that for us. And he's going to explain his role in the process in just a minute. But first, a little fanfare, because that's what the performing arts are all about. So I would like to present this check for $12,500 to VSWC. We look forward to working with you and VSWC to help make this dream of this facility a reality for this community and our students. And you can see the worthiness of this check and this work the next weekend with the production of Mary Poppins, and that will run February 22nd through the 25th, and we hope that you're there. So, Emily, thank you for that.
Thank you
Very much. And this is Brad Evans, and he's going to tell you a little bit about what's going to happen. Yes, right there. There you go. Oh, you're going to go. There you go.
Yeah, my name is Brad Nevin. Good to see you all. I've known Joe for a long, long time. Full disclosure, I'm a retired superintendent. I'm just not good at retirement, but I think I'm a little better than him. But anyway, I want to say congratulations on your new facilities. Getting the chance to be on the site a little bit. They're absolutely beautiful. I know they're going to serve your students well. You're one of those districts that has a superintendent, certainly in my consulting work after being a superintendent, one of those districts that you really pulled at my heartstrings because you've needed these facilities for a long time. Unfortunately, as you know, the state won't pay for auditoriums. And you've had a strong band program, total music program, drama program, arts program overall, and no place for the kids to go. So this committee, who I would tell you, if they weren't here, I'd still say this, there's a lot of energy, certainly in this, as you know, right? But anyway, so my role with VSWC Architects as a retired superintendent, obviously, is in business development, director of business development, is to try to find out where projects need to be done, you know, to develop business for the firm. But the other thing I do is I do a lot of the community engagement type things. So in this project, in this feasibility study, two things will be going on in parallel. I'll be out in the community talking with folks, all of you, a lot of the folks in this room. And what I'm looking for in those interviews and small focus groups is a couple of things. I want to know, is there really a need for an auditorium, a performing arts center? Well, generally, people are going to say yes, right? Is there a need? The other thing is, how will it be used? We need to find out, is it going to be used for just drama and band, or is there a possibility of bringing outside groups in, where your local dance studios want to use the facility? Find out just what in the community, where there are needs for this type of facility. Then find out if there's support. And we're going to find out 3 possible answers. It's going to be yep, nope, or maybe. And the maybe typically comes down to, if yes, we'd love to have it, but is it possible for us to raise the funds? The other thing that we want to find out as we go through this are, what are the values and traditions of your district, your community, and certainly your arts program that are non-negotiables as we go into this design? Because we need to find that out, because that obviously has an impact on the design, which has an impact on what the cost will be, and ultimately how you go out to raise the funds for this facility. Then from that, all of that information informs what I call the conceptual design. This won't be a design that you can take with specs that you can go out and have it built. It'll generally be to take all the information we've gathered from the committee, from your staff, your district leaders, and obviously the community, to say, this is what we think is a good fit based on what we've heard. We'll come back with a rendering that will show how the site might flow, what it would look like on your campus. You have a general idea. We'll have what it might look like. Not necessarily the final plan, we're not trying to force that on you, but just an idea of what would a 600-seat auditorium look like on your campus. And then we'll have some potential costs based on what you all have designed essentially in your auditorium, what we think the cost will be today. You know, and as you know, costs are a challenge in construction, so we'll do all we can to try to make it fit into a budget that ultimately you can raise the money for. At the end of our work, we'll come back with a report that essentially says this is what the community has to say about this concept, about the idea of building the auditorium. It'll also include where we think there might be some revenue potential, where people are extremely supportive. We'll take a look at, to help out with some grant funding to see if there's availability for grants for this type of thing, what major corporations and donors are interested in helping out, and bring that back to you as well. And then we'll present that to your board, and then at that point in time, you'll have the information you need as a community that if you decide to move forward, it's kind of this packet of information that you have so that you can go out to do a fundraising campaign in earnest. We'll also help with that in terms of communicating with your team and with the fundraisers on what we're looking at. So that's kind of how it is. It'll take a couple of months. I'm really happy to hear that the board is willing to provide the property. That's a big part of it, obviously. So we'll get out there and find out what the community has to say. I'll probably be speaking with some of you over the next several weeks, certainly with the board members and the team. And with that, any questions you all have? Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Tracy.
Do one more photo.
Oh, sure. With the big check? Yeah, of course. Yeah, you have to go on time, right? Thank you.
Roman numeral 3C, public participation. Has everybody turned in their papers? I've got 2. Okay, we'll get started with Ms. Joni Sears.
If the board does not agree with past practices and decisions that were made by our former superintendent, why are we walking the path that he laid? The levy that was presented to the voting community was that the present high school was to be used as a junior high school housing 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. After the passage, the plan changed. Now they want to convert the high school into a glorified preschool, which involves spending more taxpayer money to the tune of $500,000, not including the additional money necessary to do modifications to the rest of the building. This is the path that the former superintendent wanted to walk. You're presently sitting in the building that can and should be used as a junior high building with no additional money. You still have classroom space to add 4 offices to do with as you want, because you're going from 4 grade levels to 3 grade levels. It would also afford the district an additional cafeteria to provide lunch for the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, freeing up time in the new school to provide lunch for K-5 and 9-12. Make the first 6 classrooms in the K-5 building the preschool classrooms. I'm going to sit down. Working your way down the hall with K-5 classrooms. Any parent or teacher among us, I don't know if I can finish, knows it is easier to transition a preschool student to a kindergarten student from the same building. It is also beneficial for the kindergarten teachers to have the opportunity to communicate with the preschool teachers and observe students prior to them entering a kindergarten classroom. Not to mention, it would provide the preschool with a playground. In the 33 years that I have worked in the junior high and Germantown Elementary going to the primary building, there has never been a year that a classroom was not moved. Remember, every student in this district will be bused or driven to school. You do not have to stay on this path. You can change the path and change the direction. Thank you.
Second is Martha Moyer.
Hi, yes, my name is Martha Moyer, and I'm very concerned citizen of Farmville. Of course, very concerned about the junior high building. First of all, I'd like to say that I agree with Joni's suggestions, and I pray that you would take them seriously. And this has also been expressed by many members of the community, to me as well, that is one very good plan to save some money. Like to take this serious consideration. I also am concerned about the cost of the demolition of the elementary building for the use of our football parking lots. And I am concerned about the cost of what it would be to demolish that building and to build a parking lot. And wondering why that would be precedent over demolishing our building in farms. So I would, again, ask you to consider that as one of the resolutions to demolishing the building in Farmersville. We've been in years with Park and Field. I'm not sure why we can't continue to do that. So it's just a lot. Consider that.
Moving on to Roman numeral number 4, approval of the minutes, organizational meeting of January 16, 2024, and the regular board meeting, January 16, 2024, and attachment 1. Can I get a motion?
Second.
Who made the motion?
You can call the roll.
Yes. Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 5, building project update.
The building project, it's amazing. I keep saying it every month, but it is. It really is. We get up there at least 3 times a week, spend at least an hour each time. Today, we actually put our first permanent window in the building. That's a big thing for us. The gyms are starting to get some wall paint on them, as well as the ceilings are already painted. There's a lot of exterior colored block being installed now, so you can actually see the final exteriors you can see. The roof line, I'd say we're getting about 70% enclosed now. Running about 110 workers per day. They're doing all the electrical, plumbing, HVAC, everything's just going on at the same time, and they're all working in harmony together to get it done.
Thank you, Eric. Roman numeral number 7, financial requests and reports. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Yes, you taught me. Roman numeral 6, sorry. Board discussion of Farmersville building. Tyson, do you want to speak to that?
So we got to meet last week with Mayor Lamb and John Shea from Farmersville. We listened to the wants of the committee. We listened to what they want from us and for the community. And we started to form a plan and a path to move forward. We have a couple options, but none of these options will be quick. These are going to take months and months. And I talked to Mr. Rudd today, and our target is to have a plan in place by the end of the year. Maybe not executed, but a plan in place. And I see some people looking around. There are some legislative things that need to happen, and they're going to take time. So in order for the community and the school to work together, to shoulder the burden together, working together is what we're going to have to focus our attention on instead of the rumors and the flat out incorrect information that's going around right now.
I can add to that too. I also was part of that meeting this week with Tyson. We both came, and we had our legal there as well as our building and our administration people there. So there are some grant monies possibly available. Some of that's not allowed to be delivered until after buildings are vacated. Well, we're not vacating any buildings until November. So, but we are in earnest trying to make sure that we do the right thing, okay? So, and we're not sure if all the information is getting out to you in a timely fashion, but we are actively working on it the best we can. And, yeah. So.
Who all was on this committee that they said that they were going to form at the last meeting? Like to know who all was on the committee.
Joe, just.
Who's on the committee? Well, it's Stephanie, Tyson, myself, Eric, Valerie, John Shea, and the mayor. That's who the mayor gave us, the names that he gave us.
Numeral number 7, financial reports requests. Section A, recommend the board approve the financial statements for the month ending January 31st, 2024, attachment 2. Valerie, do you need to talk to that?
No, other than we are where we expect it to be. At this point in time, we are 7 months into the fiscal year. We only have 5 left, which is amazing.
So can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Valerie, can you call the roll?
Yes. Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 7, section B, recommend the board approve the following then and now certifications. The amount required to meet this obligation was in the treasury or in the process of collection. Do you want these each listed out separately
Or
or
we can do it as.
collectively? Okay.
So moved.
Alright, so nice motion. Second. Any further discussion? Valerie, can you call the roll?
Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 7, section C, financial reports and credits continued. Recommend the approval of a purchase order to First Student in the amount of $53,164.93. Valerie, can you speak to that?
Yes, this is a purchase order to transport a student to a special needs school. We've tried several different options this year, and this is the option that has been successful thus far.
Okay, and we are legally obligated to do.
We are legally obligated to transport this student.
Okay. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Valerie, can you call the roll?
Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 7, section D, recommend the board approve a $40 per month cell phone allowance for the board policy authorized staff for calendar year 2024. Joe, do you want to speak to this?
Basically, it's something that they've done in the past. It's for, and mostly administrators, supervisors, that use their phone 24 hours a day. Thermal vision phones.
Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second. Any further discussion? Valerie, can you call the roll?
Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes. Section, Roman numeral 7, section E, recommend the board approve a donation from the First National Bank to valuable schools for the National Art Honor Society graduation boards in the amount of $540. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any further discussion? Thank you very much for the First National Bank. And Valerie, can you call the roll?
Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 8, new business. A, section A, personnel. Number 1, approve personnel actions recommended in attachment number 3. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second? Second. Any discussion? Valerie, can you call the roll?
Yes. Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 8, section B, recommend the board authorize 100% of the district's LFI budget to be committed to the OFCC project and authorizing the superintendent and treasurer to sign and revise LFI MOU summary to evidence the same. Any discussion, Valerie, you want to add to that?
No, this is an LFI MOU that has not been yet prepared, but will be, and we will use the funds that are in the LFI fund.
Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Valerie, can you call the roll?
Yes. Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
And Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 8, section C, acceptance of funds, Stronger Connections Grant. It's a federal competitive grant of $8,053.38. The purpose of the grant is to provide students with safer and healthier environments. Any discussion anybody has on that? Yeah. No? Okay. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second? Second. Valerie, can you call the roll?
Yes. Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
And Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 8, section D, acceptance of funds, ARP, Homeless Targeted Support Grant, federal competitive grant, $16,500. The grant aims to provide wraparound services and assistance needed to enable homeless children and youth to attend school and participate fully in school activities. Any discussion? Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Valerie, can you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
And Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 8, section E, recommend the board approve a memorandum of understanding between the Valley View Local School District Board of Education and the Valley View Teachers Association. Board copies were enclosed. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Valerie, can you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 8, section F, recommend the board approve the school calendar for 2024-2025 school year. Board copies were enclosed. Joe, if you could maybe just speak a little bit about how we came to this final calendar.
Well, I was going to say that I'd like to thank Nicole Thomas, who ran getting the calendar assigned here. What we did, go ahead, if you want to explain about the calendar, I'll let you do it.
Well, we form a committee every time it's time to put a calendar together for the next year or a few years out with union representatives and administrators according to the contract. And we form different options based on what we think the staff and parents would like, and give them options. And then you have children in the district that went out for them to give feedback to, and as well as the staff. And we looked at that, and that's how we came to provide a calendar for recommendation.
Did you get a lot of feedback from parents in the community? Okay. All right, can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second? Second. Valerie, can you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 8, section G, recommend the board approve preschool calendar for the 24-25 school year. Board copies enclosed. Was this also Nicole done through you as well?
We are obligated to have a preschool calendar separately because they start school a little bit later and their dates are a little bit different. So we provided one this year.
Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Can I get a second? Second. Valerie, can you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 8, section H, recommend the board approve a 5th grade teaching position for the 2024-2025 school year. Joe, can you give us a little bit?
Hi.
Lindsay.
So this is because the current 4th grade class is big. There's about 160 students in that class. And currently in 5th grade, we have 5 teachers. If we would not add another teacher in 5th grade, we're looking at class sizes of over 30. And that does not account for some of our classes that have students that are inclusion. So for contract, we're required to have those classes smaller. So we would be looking at some classes of like 33 and 34 students, and that's just a lot. So this is the class that every year, as they've moved up, we've added another teacher. And then from about my current 5th grade down to 1st grade, those classes are all fairly large.
So you still have the need for the current number of teachers who are servicing this class right now?
Yeah, my kindergarten class is the first class that we saw a dip in numbers, but other than that, they've all been really high.
Oh, can I get a motion?
So moved.
Can I get a second? Second. Any further discussion? Valerie, can you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
And Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 8, section I, recommend the board approve a health and wellness certified position for the 2024-2025 school year. Can you give a little discussion about this role?
Sure. So, in the new building, we do not have a library. So I've been working with my BLT for probably about a year now, trying to figure out what would be an additional special. So I need to have 6 specials in order to get all K-5 teachers a planning period every single day. And so we've been trying to figure out what is that sixth special going to be. And as we've had a lot of discussions, we really felt like this class could be used to focus on making good choices, healthy living, health. We have someone who comes in now from the ESC to provide required curriculum on drug prevention, and that currently is being taken out of core class time. So that could be rolled into this as well, so that students don't have to miss core classes for this extra curriculum. We also wanted to make sure that there was some type of movement built into this, because with the new specials schedule, students are only gonna have PE once every 6 days, and we know that students really need to be moving. And so we thought we could incorporate some yoga, and for majority of the year, it's nice out, and so the teacher could be getting the students outside and getting some movement that way. So it's going to be kind of exciting because we're gonna be able to build this class once we know who's gonna be teaching it, but we're gonna try to wrap in a lot of those healthy living aspects.
Lindsay, can you speak as far as state regulations? I mean, what we're required to offer students within this realm?
In regards to this.
Yes.
So we are required to provide drug prevention curriculum to all students starting in grade 6. And so currently we contract through the ESC, and they come out and they do in all grades, they do, we're required from kindergarten up, or for first grade up. So they provide a drug prevention curriculum for grades currently 1 through 6. And then in 6th grade, we also provide a program called Catch My Breath, which is making students aware of the negative impacts of vaping, because unfortunately we do see that in 6th grade. And so rather than having students lose out on science or social studies time, which currently happens, we thought this would be a great opportunity for students to not miss out on some of that other instruction.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Board? Valerie, can you call the roll?
Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffith?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 8, section J, new business continued. Recommend the board approve continued membership in the Ohio High School Athletic Association for 2024-2025. Board copies were enclosed. Can I get a motion? Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Valerie, can you call the roll?
Yes. Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffith?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 8, section K, recommend the board approve the following board policies. Policies are evaluation of superintendent, evaluation of treasurer, and also cell phone allowance. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? This was actually one of the recommendations that I had, and looking at our previous policy, it didn't make sense to me that you were evaluating your superintendent and your treasurer midway through the school year. To me, I feel like evaluations are better served towards the end of the school year so that you can work on coming up with a plan for what you need to do moving into the next year. Just didn't quite make sense to me, and it was also something that the Ohio School Board Association said that most schools will do their evaluations of their superintendents and treasurers at the end of the school calendar year, or near the end of the school calendar year. So, okay, can I get a motion?
We have had that.
Oh, we already had, I'm so sorry. Okay, all right, now we go on.
Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffith?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
And Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 8, section L, recommend the board approve the resolution authorizing change order for a new playground at the new PK through 12 building portion of the Valley View Montgomery County CFAP 2021 project. Board copies were enclosed. Valerie, you want to speak to that? This is quite a mouthful.
Yes, what it is in the building project, Joe has authority to approve change orders of up to $100,000. This change order is more than that, and that requires board approval. And this would be to approve the budget for the playground.
This is not new money, this is money already in the project, except for the donations.
The donations, you guys approved a transfer from the general fund into the building fund last August for this. And then, yes, money that's already in, it is not part of the project, but we have it in our LFI fund. It's in our building project fund. It's not been committed to the project yet.
Any other discussion? Can I get a motion? Can I get a second?
Second.
Valerie, can you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 8, section M, recommend the board approve the resolution declaring urgent necessity and safety and protection of school property, waiving competitive bidding and authorizing agreement with Energy Optimizers USA LLC for the facility improvement and energy savings project of preschool. Board copies were enclosed. Do we have any more information on this? Any discussion anybody wants to add to it? Okay, can I get a recommendation, or excuse me, a motion? Can I get a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Valerie, can you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 8, section N, recommend the board approve a transfer under RC 5705.13C of $500,000 from the general fund to the capital projects fund for remodeling a portion of the existing high school for a preschool. Can we get a little discussion about how we came to this decision?
Yes, this is to fund the previous resolution that we just adopted. And setting that money aside from the general fund. It was a recommendation on how to finance that. That was presented, I think, in December. The best option that I recommended was to fund $500,000 from the general fund, another portion from PI funds.
Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Valerie, can you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 8, sections O, recommend the board approve the building project resolution authorizing agreement with Miami Valley Educational Computer Association. Board copies were enclosed. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Valerie, can you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
And Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 8, section P, recommend the board approve the cum laude honor system for graduation. Board copies were enclosed. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right, Valerie, can you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
And Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 8, section Q, recommend the board approve the updated community service hours requirement for graduation. Board copies were enclosed. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? We do want to make clear that we are not completely removing all community service hours for our students. We're just removing this burden for some students so that it's not a barrier to prevent them from having the opportunity to graduate. I'm very much a proponent of being, offering your community service. I think that really helps to bring up our students so that they're going to be good citizens someday and knowing how much it takes to keep the community running, especially with volunteers. So this isn't going to be completely obliterated. There's going to be other avenues and ways for students to get community service hours. It's just not going to be an actual graduation requirement. Correct, Joe? Okay. Now you want to call roll?
Yes, Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes. Roman numeral number 8, section R, recommend the board approve the addition of one 100% paid position for assistant football. Do you have any more information on this? All right. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? I did have a question. I wanted to pose it, I guess, to Bob Skidmore. When you were in your coaching position, how did you cover the assistant football position? How was that managed?
We usually had one offensive coach and one defensive coach that were in charge of the junior varsity team.
Were these paid positions? These were paid offensive?
They were on staff. But I think the reason they're requesting this now is because the numbers are so much larger. I think the most I ever had was 65, and they're expecting in the 70s or more. And I think that's the biggest reason. And it is just, well, every coaching position is just a one-year position. So if next year they only have 50 or 60 players, we don't have to keep repeating this position.
This is not in perpetuity.
Yeah.
Oh, I could have used it. All right. Okay.
Mike is back there.
Yeah, I know, I just.
Do you want to add anything to that?
No, you're right, Bob. It's the numbers are up. Even looking out beyond just the incoming junior high classes and the 7th and 8th grade, but, the youth numbers are up and there's a lot of excitement. I think a lot of it has to do with the success that the team has had the last few years. It's kind of generating a lot of excitement through a lot of kids coming out that maybe not have played before. And so, the coaching positions and the numbers are something that we evaluate every single year with our coaching staff. And this was something that our head coach recommended and thought was needed, especially for our 9th and 10th grade young men. Because as our coach spoke to, we have offensive and defensive coaches, and they're working on game plans for next week and their scout team, and they prepare for that. Sometimes your 9th and 10th grade players aren't necessarily getting the kind of attention they need sometimes, and so having another staff person there to service them specifically is more than helpful. But yeah, the numbers are up, so that's the primary reason.
Yes, Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffith? No. Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes. All right, Roman numeral number 9, superintendent comments.
As you can see, the administrative team here works together real well. And I'd like to thank them for the effort that they put out. Kevin, Eric, Lindsay, Todd, Patrick, Nicole, Kathy. It takes all of them with a strong effort because they care about Valley View Local Schools. And I really appreciate the job that they do. The other one, I'd like to thank Dawn for the effort that she has put in for the performing arts. She's worked awful hard to get this far. And I just hope the community backs them because Valley View deserves a nice performing arts auditorium. And I'd just like to thank her for the effort that she's putting out. The building program is going great. As Eric said, they started putting windows on the south side, which means the brick from the outside brick is on. So that's what it's going to look like. A lot of you can't see that yet, but they've started on the north side of the elementary building, which you can't see a little bit from the road. And that will be done in probably a week, maybe a week and a half. And it's kind of exciting when you see that, because we get that, the roof's done, and that means the weather will not stop us. And so far, we knock on wood with the weather. As you can see, it's February, and we still have no snow on the ground. So that's great. I'd like to thank the National Bank for the National Art Honor Society graduation course. That is something new this year, and I think that'll be nice for the students. As of this February, we have a total of 1,806 students at Valley View Local Schools. So I think that It's kind of staying at the same right now. Once we get into the new building, it will go up. Give it 2 years and it'll probably come down to be about in that area. So I think that, hopefully it'll stay in that area and not going farther down.
Thank you. Carson, we'll start with you.
I do not have much today, but I do want to say thank you to the First National Bank for the donation.
Shavella?
I just want to congratulate all the students of the semester and thanks for the donation.
When Dr. Smith and I came on the board 2 years ago, the planning for the building had been done, but we hadn't even started to break ground yet. And to see what's been accomplished and to know that it's less than a year till we get into the building, that's really exciting.
I just want to go back and touch on the Farmersville thing. I was a Farmersville kid growing up, and I know it's important. I think everybody up here would agree that we're not going to do something. We are going to do something, but please be patient and go on the right with us. It's going to take a lot of time and a lot of effort, but nobody will stand by and not do something for Farmersville.
And I will not rehash what he just said, but I feel very passionate about that subject as well. It's very important to me that we support all of the 2 townships as well as the 2 towns and that they feed into our school district. Everybody matters. Everybody does count. It's tough, you know, we are a new board, and some of the decisions were made before we came on to the school board, and our priority has to be the students first. I know that is my ultimate priority, but we also want to make sure that, you know, we take care of our communities too. So we really do care. I want to thank the bank for their donation. Excellent to see all these students here. I don't know about you guys, but this is why I do what I do for the students, seeing them get their awards, watching them graduate. That's really what drives me in wanting to be a school board member. It's a tough job. We know every time we sit up here, we're going to make some people mad. We don't do it intentionally. We can't make everybody happy all the time, but we really are trying to be wise with our decisions and trying to do the right thing. So thank you very much. Okay, all right. Next section is section number 11, executive session to discuss negotiations. I can get a motion to go into executive session. Can I get a second?
Second.
Valerie, can you call the roll?
Yes. Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Ms. Griffin? Yes. Mr. Skidmore?
Yes.
Dr. Smith?
Yes. So just so you guys know, there is nothing else on the agenda that we will be talking about. We're going into executive session. When we come back out, we'll make a motion to adjourn. You're welcome to stay here if you'd like to wait to hear the adjournment motion. Otherwise, you are free to go to lunch.